Thank you. Good morning. Several months ago, I received a call from a former coworker and a dear friend, Alex Tesmer. He asked me if I could speak at the Arizona Bio Group on October 17th about my experience with breast cancer. Gosh, I thought, and even said to him, who would want to know about my experience? But he assured me that you would be interested. I do not think my experience is much different from anyone else's, but here we go. In July of 2019, I discovered 2 lumps in my right breast. At first, I thought it was my imagination, but working in marketing oncology with C.R. Bard, I knew it was something I should not ignore. After all, I read and heard about cancer every day in our business. But surely this was not cancer. It was probably just 2 little fat lumps, and now I would look like a fool going to have this checked out. I called my doctor at Mayo. They got me into their acute care. It's like an urgent care anywhere else. And I saw Martha, Dr. Whitehead's PA. She did an exam and sent me over immediately for a biopsy at the hospital. I told her, do not call me back for a visit and to tell me the results. Just call me. After all, it was just fat lumps, right? I was at home, sitting at my kitchen island, when my phone rang. My husband was out sweeping down the pool, and it was Martha. Happy, cheerful Martha. And she said with a gleeful voice, "Hi, BJ, it's Martha, and I just wanted to let you know that you have cancer." And then she went on with all kinds of supposedly important information on the next steps. I sat frozen, unable to think. After she finished, she asked if I had questions. No, I answered. I didn't know what to ask. 20 minutes later, Dr. Whitehead called, and she asked if I understood what Martha had told me. I said, I did not hear anything after the word cancer. She lovingly and calmly asked me to get a pen and paper, and then she told me the steps we would take. She told me how very sorry she was that this had happened to me. My husband came in the house, took one look at me, and asked what was wrong. And I said, I have cancer. He dropped everything in his hands and rushed to my side. Where I will tell you is where he stayed through my entire ordeal. Best husband ever. I had to go into the office the next week and tell my boss, Jennifer. She was the senior director of Oncology Marketing. She jumped up and came to me, giving me a big hug, and we both cried. Then she said, we are all here for you, and she was. Jennifer had a renowned breast cancer surgeon coming in from Dallas that day to work with the research and development team as well as the marketing teams on potential new products. Dr. Walton Taylor met me before he started his work with any of the teams. He sat quietly, listened to my fears, and then he reached over, taking my hands in his and said, BJ, you are going to beat this. You are going to live to become a happy old lady. I will be with you every step of the way. He gave me his personal cell phone number, and he was there for me every step of the way. He gave me a list of questions to ask the doctor, and then told me I had to text back the answers. I did, and he said, good, you're on the right path. Dr. Taylor called me throughout my treatment, and even after everything was over, to give me encouragement and support. He is an amazing man, and I am blessed to know him. Dr. Donald Northfelt at Mayo is a quiet, small, but brilliant man who speaks very softly and directly. He takes special care of each patient and is genuinely concerned for each one, determined to beat their cancer. I felt safe. A social worker, who apparently had been assigned to me, reached out. Bill and I attended classes to help learn what we should expect and need to do. They told me not to get my nails done because if they clipped my cuticles, I could get an infection. So I told my nail lady, no sharp objects around my cuticles and no clipping. She complied. I got my nails done. They sent Bill and I up to the 3rd floor at Mayo Hospital, Building 3. That's the cancer building. I got off the elevator, and there was a lovely waiting room with big windows that overlooked the mountains of North Scottsdale, lovely soft shades of green decor, a happy place. However, no one looked happy. The room was filled with people sitting in semi-comfortable chairs, slumped down, looking sad, wearing soft, baggy clothes, dull scarves on their heads, sweatpants, and slippers. I stopped dead in my tracks, and I said to my husband, I'm not doing this. And my husband panicked and said, BJ, you have to do chemo. Oh, I'll do chemo, but this I will not do. And we continued our tour, and then we went home. I sat quietly and started my prayers. I told God I wanted to make a deal with him. You see, I knew I could not do this alone. I needed him. However, I promised that I would do everything I could to follow the doctor's orders, except for the nails. But he needed to take me the rest of the way. I promised to get up every single morning, shower, fix my hair when I had hair, and put on my makeup and put on my brightest colored tops and clothing all coordinated together, no matter how exhausted I felt. And trust me, there were days I did not think I could get out of bed, but I would not fail God in my promise. Bill would take me to the hospital for my appointments and chemo. I would head to each appointment with a smile and a positive attitude, quietly praying to God that he would get me through just one more day. The nurses and the staff were amazing and friendly. I loved them dearly because I knew this had to be an emotionally difficult job for them. How many people did they care for that did not make it? When I had my last chemo appointment, a group of nurses that had taken care of me came over with silly hats, big glasses, pom-pom shakers, and were cheering me on. I laughed so hard, thanking them for their loving kindness. I said, I guess I haven't been here on other people's last days because I haven't seen you do this. And they quietly said, because we only do it for specific patients. You always come in with a bright smile. You ask about our families, our children, us. You genuinely care about us as people. You put a bright spot on often very difficult days, and we want to thank you. You know, a smile is not a hard thing to give to people, and you never know how that smile will land on a person. You may just be what they need to lift their spirits. Please make a point of giving your smiles away. In November of 2019, I had surgery, a lumpectomy. I had considered a mastectomy, but when I talked it over with Dr. Taylor in Dallas, he encouraged me not to do it. In my case, it was not needed, and I would have to go through painful recovery on something that really wasn't needed. Dr. Northfelt agreed. I met Dr. Patricia Cronin, my surgeon at Mayo, and we scheduled a lumpectomy. Afterward, she called me so excited, telling me that she was sure she got it all. I got off the phone and I prayed, thanking God for once again taking care of me. You see, he walked me through every step of the way. We were together. I kept my promise and all that I could, and he took me the rest of the way. In December of 2019, Dr. Northfelt told me with great joy that I was now cancer-free. He still made me go through the radiation, just to be sure, but we were on the home stretch. God gives us so many blessings, and we need to always remember that he is there guiding us. I would never have made it through without his guidance and his love. He put all the best people in my path and a caring husband to get me through. Today, I am now my husband's support team and caregiver. You see, within several months of my beating cancer, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. In August of 2021, I retired, not because I wanted to leave my wonderful boss and my team, but because I had a more important job to do. I had to care for my sweet husband the way he has always cared for me. This is my life, and I am grateful for each day. Thank you for allowing me to share my story with you.